Hello students, in this video we are going to do NCERT reading of frogs and we will highlight some important lines from this topic. So let's start. Frogs can live on land and in fresh water and belong to class Amphibia of phylum Chordata. The most common species of frog found in India is Rana tigrina. They do not have constant body temperature, that is, their body temperature varies with the temperature of the environment. Such animals are called cold blooded or poikilothermal animals. You might have also noticed changes in the color of frogs when they are in grasses and on dry land. They have the ability to change the color to hide them from their enemies, that is called camouflage. This protective coloration is called mimicry. You may have also known that frogs are not seen during peak summer and winter. During this period, they take shelter in deep burrows to protect them from extreme heat and cold. This is known as summer sleep. Summer sleep is also known as estivation, and winter sleep is also known as hibernation. Morphology. Have you ever touched the skin of frog? The skin is smooth and slippery due to the presence of mucus. The skin is always maintained in a moist condition. The color of dorsal side of body is generally olive green with dark irregular spots. On the ventral side the skin is uniformly pale yellow. The frog never drinks water but absorbs it through skin. Body of a frog is divisible into head and trunk. A neck and tail are absent. Above the mouth, a pair of nostrils is present. This is an important line. In frogs, nostrils are present. Eyes are bulged and covered by a nictitating membrane that protects them while in water. On either side of eyes, a membranous tympanum receives sound signals. The forelimbs and hind limbs help in swimming, walking, leaping, and burrowing. The hind limbs end in 5 digits. Hind limbs end in 5 digits, and they are larger and muscular than forelimbs that end in 4 digits. Here, forelimbs end in 4 digits. Feet have webbed digits that help in swimming. Frogs exhibit sexual dimorphism. Male frogs can be distinguished by the presence of sound producing vocal sacs and a copulatory pad present on the first digit of the forelimb. So it's an important line which are absent in female frogs. Let's move on to anatomy. The body cavity of frogs accommodate different organ systems such as digestive, circulatory, respiratory, nervous, excretory, and reproductive systems with well-developed structures and functions. The digestive system consists of an alimentary canal and digestive glands. The alimentary canal is short because frogs are carnivores and hence the length of intestine is reduced. So here an assertion reason question can be asked. In assertion, a statement can be asked like alimentary canal of frogs is short. In reason, the statement can be frogs are omnivores. Hence, assertion and reason both are correct and reason explains assertion. So here assertion question can be asked. The mouth opens into the buccal cavity that leads to the esophagus through pharynx. Esophagus is a short tube that opens into the stomach, which in turn continues as the intestine, rectum, and finally opens outside by the cloaca. Liver secretes bile that is stored in the gallbladder. Pancreas, a digestive gland, produces pancreatic juice containing digestive enzymes. Food is captured by the bilobed tongue. Digestion of food takes place by the action of HCl and gastric juices secreted from the walls of the stomach. Partially digested food is called chyme. And is passed from stomach to the first part of the small intestine, the duodenum. The duodenum receives bile from gallbladder and pancreatic juice from the pancreas through a common bile duct. Bile emulsifies fat and pancreatic juice digests carbohydrates and proteins. Final digestion takes place in the intestine. So it's an important line. It can be asked in your NEET exam. Final digestion takes place in the intestine. Digested food is absorbed by the numerous finger-like folds in the inner wall of intestine called villi and microvilli. The undigested solid waste moves into the rectum and passes out through cloaca. Frogs respire on land and in water by two different methods. In water, skin acts as an aquatic respiratory organ, also known as cutaneous respiration. So, important line again. So, you have to remember that in water, frogs can only respire through skin. That's also known as cutaneous respiration. Dissolved oxygen in the water is exchanged through the skin by diffusion. On land, the buccal cavity, skin, and lungs acts as the respiratory organs. The respiration by lungs is called pulmonary respiration. The lungs are a pair of elongated, pink-colored sac-like structure present in the upper part of the trunk region called thorax. Air enters through the nostrils into the buccal cavity and then to lungs. During estivation and hibernation, gaseous exchange takes place through skin. The vascular system of frog is well developed closed type. Frogs have a lymphatic system also. The blood vascular system involves heart, blood vessels, and blood. The lymphatic system consists of lymph channels, and lymph nodes. Heart is a muscular structure situated in the upper part of the human body. It has three chambers, two atria, and one ventricle. This is an important line. Heart has three chambers, two atria, and single ventricle, and is covered by a membrane called pericardium. A triangular structure called sinus venosus. Sinus venosus joins the right atrium. So how can you remember this? It is opposite. Like in sinus venosus, in veins it is ventricle. So you have to think about its positive. Vein in venosus you have to think about atrium. So it is connected to right atrium. It receives blood through the major veins called vena cava. The ventricles open into a sac-like conus arteriosus on the ventral side of the heart. The blood from the heart is carried to all parts of the body by the arterial system. The veins collect blood from different parts of the body to a heart and from the venous system. Special venous connection between liver and intestine as well as the kidney and lower parts of the body are present in frogs. The former is called hepatic portal system. It is the connection between liver and intestine. It is called a hepatic portal system. And the later is called a renal portal system. In renal, it is between kidney and the lower parts of the body. The blood is composed of plasma and cells. The blood cells are RBCs, erythrocytes, WBCs or leukocytes, and platelets. RBCs are nucleated. Here you have to remember this. RBCs are nucleated and contain red colored pigment, namely hemoglobin. So both are present in frogs. RBCs are nucleated and hemoglobin is also present. The lymph is different from blood. It lacks a few proteins and RBCs. The blood carries nutrients, gases, and water to the respective sites during the circulation. The circulation of blood is achieved by the pumping action of muscular heart. The elimination of nitrogenous wastes is carried out by a well-developed excretory system. The excretory system consists of a pair of kidneys, ureters, cloaca, and urinary bladder. These are compact, dark, red, and bean-like structures situated a little posteriorly in the body cavity on both sides of vertebral column. Each kidney is composed of several structures and functional units called uriniferous tubules or nephrons. Two ureters emerge from the kidneys in the male frogs. The ureters act as urinogenital duct which opens into the cloaca. In females, the ureters and urinary blade. So in females, the ureters and oviducts open separately in cloaca. This can be asked in your exam. The thin-walled urinary bladder is present ventral to the rectum. So again important line, urinary bladder is present ventral to rectum. You have to remember this, which also opens in the cloaca. The frog excretes urea and thus is a ureotelic animal. Excretory wastes are carried by blood into the kidney where it is separated and excreted. The system for control and coordination is highly evolved in the frog. It includes both neural system and endocrine glands. The chemical coordination of various organs of the body is achieved by hormones which are secreted by endocrine glands. The prominent endocrine glands present in frog are pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, pineal, pancreatic islets, adrenal, and gonads. The nervous system is organized into a central nervous system, brain, and spinal cord, and peripheral nervous system, cranial and spinal nervous, and an autonomic nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic. There are 10 pair of cranial nerves arising from the brain. So in NEET 2025, this was asked. There are 10 pair of cranial nerves in frog arising from the brain. Brain is enclosed in a bony structure called brain box or cranium. The brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Forebrain includes olfactory lobes, paired cerebral hemispheres, and unpaired diencephalon. The midbrain is characterized by a pair of optic lobes. Hindbrain consists of cerebellum and medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata passes out through the foramen magnum and continues into spinal cord, which is enclosed in the vertebral column. Frog has different type of sense organs, namely organs of touch, also called sensory papillae, taste buds, smell, nasal epithelium, vision, eyes, and hearing, tympanum with internal ears. Out of these, eyes and internal ears are well organized structures. Again, an important line. Eyes and internal ears are well organized structures, and the rest are cellular aggregations around nerve endings. Eyes in a frog are a pair of spherical structures situated in the orbit in skull. These are simple eyes possessing only one unit. External ear is absent in frogs, and only tympanum can be seen externally. The ear is an organ of hearing as well as balancing or equilibrium. Frogs have well organized male and female reproductive systems. Male reproductive system consists of a pair of yellowish ovoid testes which are found adhered to the upper part of kidneys by a double fold of peritoneum called mesorchium. Important line. Vasa efferentia are 10 to 12 in number that arise from testes. They enter the kidneys on their side and open into Bidder's canal. Finally, it communicates with the urinogenital duct that comes out of the kidneys and open into the cloaca. The cloaca is a small median chamber that is used to pass fecal matter, urine, and sperms to the exterior. The female reproductive organ includes a pair of ovaries. The ovaries are situated near kidneys and there is no functional connection with kidneys. A pair of oviduct arising from the ovaries opens into the cloaca separately. A mature female can lay 2500 to 3000 ova at a time. Fertilization is external. Fertilization is external and takes place in water. Development involves a larval stage called a tadpole. Tadpole undergoes metamorphosis to form the adults. Frogs are beneficial for mankind because they eat insects and protect the crop. Frogs maintain ecological balance because these serve as an important link of food chain and food web in the ecosystem. In some countries, the muscular leg of frogs are used as food by man. So thank you.